This is a Rubik's Cube. I bought it from Walmart about a year ago for about $10. It's a fun little challenge to keep my mind engaged during downtime. But can you guess the price of this in China? You might be thinking maybe $5 to $7 because China is cheaper than the US. But actually, this costs less than $1 in the Chinese market. Not only this, but from clothes to electronics, everything is cheaper in China. But why are Chinese products so cheap? Let's find out. This is California, the largest manufacturing state in the US, where the minimum wage is $16 per hour. But if you look at China's highest minimum wage, Beijing's minimum wage is only $3.70 per hour, which is less than a quarter of that in the US. Tesla has manufacturing hubs in both California and Shanghai. If Tesla has to hire manpower, it's relatively cheap in China compared to the US. This also directly affects the price of the product. For example, Tesla's basic Model Y costs $36,440 in the Chinese market, but costs $42,990 in the US market, about $6,500 more in the US to be exact. Shenzhen, a city bordering Hong Kong in the southeast, has evolved as a hub for the electronics industry. It has cultivated an ecosystem to support the manufacturing supply chain, including component manufacturers, low-cost workers, a technical workforce, assembly suppliers, and customers. American companies like Apple take advantage of China's supply chain efficiencies to keep costs low and margins high. China has given birth to more than 300 unicorn startups and has attracted the second highest amount of startup funding, just behind the United States. China's market access presents a gateway to over 1.4 billion consumers, offering a staggering customer base for businesses to target. This vast population, combined with the country's rising middle class, creates a significant demand for a wide range of products and services. Also, its proximity to Hong Kong and Taiwan provides additional advantages for businesses. These regions serve as vital business and financial hubs, offering access to networks, resources, and expertise that can facilitate market entry and expansion. China has focused its research and development spending on technology and manufacturing infrastructure, including telecommunications networks, data centers, industrial parks, logistics networks, and talent development. You can also look at this graph. In 1991, China was spending $2.98 billion on research and development, whereas today, China is spending about $600 billion, only behind the US. China also excels in mass production. China produces over 1 billion smartphones annually, accounting for approximately 70% of the world's total smartphone production. That's more than the entire US population. Foxconn, a major Chinese manufacturer, produces millions of iPhones each year in its factories in China. In 2022 alone, Foxconn's Shenzhen and Zhengzhou facilities were responsible for producing around 300 million iPhones, which dwarfs the number of smartphones manufactured in the US. That's why Apple can have more margin, cutting more expenses in production by producing in a cheaper country. China also has been accused of artificially depressing the value of the yuan to provide an edge for its exports against similar goods produced by the US. On August 8, 2019, China's central bank lowered the yuan to 7.02 per dollar, the weakest level since April 2008. China keeps a check on the appreciation of the yuan by buying dollars and selling yuan. The low price of the yuan encourages foreign manufacturers to buy Chinese goods, thereby making the country more competitive in the world market. So, what do you think? Can China continue to be dominant in global trade, or can other countries like India overtake it? You can also suggest what we missed. We'd love to read your comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.